4 different shows here in Phoenix.
Okay.
I know that after I got into it and everything, I learned about you and everything that you do as far as production-wise, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do something in that sense. So I gotta say thank you for what you did and the foundation you laid for shows like this. Regardless of the time frame that we're on, you know,
yeah.
and we,
No.
you know, the Wake Up Show. I mean, I don't know if you saw my shirt. Definitely got you guys across here.
I see. It says Rap Attack for. I'll do the visuals for everybody.
Okay.
Rap Attack and Wake Up Show and Friday Night Flavors and Rhyme and Reason and The Pulse and Barbershop Radio.
These basically are the foundation, and these are all the shows.
I've been on 2 of those shows.
See?
Guess which 2 of those shows?
I see. So definitely got to say thank you from all the shows, you know, for what you guys do. For the people that don't know, the younger generation is not really in touch with the Wake Up Show.
Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, wah. Let them know. 20 years this year.
20 years this year, that's true. That is, well, actually a little bit longer, but 20 years that Sway and Tech have been in the syndicated form, I guess.
Right.
Because Tech started a little bit before that.
Mm-hmm.
So the Wake Up Show is a long-running hip-hop radio show started by first King Tech, and then Sway came by. They ran the show, I think, for 2-3 years. Then they came to Los Angeles, and I was on another show on your shirt right there. That would be Friday Night Flavors.
Friday Night Flavors.
And we just became friends. At that time, I was working at Delicious Vinyl. I'd been on the air since I was 16, so it was kind of just a natural little transition to come in and out. And I met the guys, and I mean, they really are something that I could call family.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just an incredibly enjoyable career with the Wake Up Show. It's really been dope. I probably have met every MC in the world, and there's always that one chunk of history, whatever you want to call it. I mean, take it or leave it, you really can't have hip-hop radio without the Wake Up Show, like it or not.
You can't. There's no possible way.
No, and it's always humbling, even when people like you call me, or, you know, I've had DJs throughout the years that call me, and they're always women, you know, women DJs. I have the fame or whatever of being the first Chicana on the air in Los Angeles, of all places, you know, on a hip-hop show at that. So I think a lot of people grew up, if you will, listening to that person on the radio, and that just happened to be me.
Right. That's dope. So you handle most of the production on there, so basically you handled most of the groundwork, I would say?
Yeah, you know, not as much as I used to, obviously, because the show now, it has a very different dimension. Sway's in New York, and Tech stayed in L.A., and I'm temporarily in Vegas. So it runs on a very different dimension. It's really now, Tech does, I would say, 90% of anything. And as far as production, I ran more on a producer level as you would a TV show, not so much a hands-on on producing anything. And what I did the most was marketing.
Right. So who's the most memorable? I have to ask, who was the most memorable MC? Let's start with MC.
Okay. I would never be able to narrow it down. I can narrow it down to moments.
Okay. Let's go with 3. Top 3 moments.
Narrow it down to moments. We did the last interview that Biggie ever did. And Biggie was, I think, definitely not known, I would say, for his freestyle. But he was amazing. He was just an amazing MC on the mic. He was just amazing to watch him just grab that mic and really work with it. That was definitely one of those moments that the legend lived up to what you were looking at.
Right.
And I would say Nas. Nas is always one of my favorite MCs. But Nas is one of those MCs. For those of you that don't know, there are 2 standing policies of the Wake Up Show, and one of them is that you must get on the mic and you must rock it live.
Right.
Regardless of who you are.
Right.
Or you will not be invited back in. So Nas knew that policy, and he is not at all what you would call freestyle. He's not going to go off the top of his head. In between a commercial break, he actually pulled out a pad and just wrote the entire rhyme off the top of his head, right there, live and in living color, and it was amazing.
Wow.
And it was Nas, so, you know, obviously. And then definitely my 3rd would be, we did the last Tupac interview. And please don't come on the show.
I know, you don't want to die or anything.
Yeah, Tupac, and Tupac, one of those people that came into the studio and just blew it up. Just absolutely blew it up. So really the Wake Up Show is just, it's made up of a lot of amazing moments. I've seen MCs have their first moments. I mean, I really have seen it. The first moment Eminem was on the mic. I mean, I dislike Eminem as much now as I did that moment. It's not as if
you
that.
You don't get a pass, even though
no,
it
didn't evolve. That dislike didn't evolve. I mean,
right.
but from the first step that he ever took on a mic, I've seen that. And
That's
that list
crazy.
just goes on and on. And once again, I just think it's a tribute to what an incredible show the Wake Up Show is, and what it is, and what an honor it's been to be a part of it.
Right. All right, we're gonna